What kind of supplement should I take? What should my heart rate zones be when I'm running versus when I'm cycling? Which diet would be my best choice? Is CrossFit or spin class better for me? Is detox really a thing? Which mattress would make me sleep better? Is diet soda better than regular? Which superfood should I be eating? Folks, just stop. Yes, these are all fun questions. They make for great headlines, and we've had expert guests covering many of these over the Catalyst Health, Wellness, and Performance podcast over the years. They're important questions for a small subset of the population. Maybe that's you. However, for the vast majority of us, until we address the 4 cornerstones of health and wellness, they're all meaningless. We're going to dig into those 4 and how you can get a running start with each one of those in this feature video. By the way, if you're into health, wellness, performance, please consider subscribing down below to stay up to date on the latest resources here on the YouTube coaching channel. I'm Dr. Bradford Cooper with the Catalyst Coaching Institute, and we work with thousands of people to help them enhance their lives through accredited and personalized coaching. Now, in doing so, we found there's an interesting pattern. Most of us are so busy focusing on items like those things I mentioned earlier that we ignore the 4 basics, the areas that will have a far greater impact on our health and wellness and even our performance. We're trying to put the icing on the cake before we make the cake in the first place. Although that analogy in itself might provide a hint as to why. Icing can be pretty tasty sometimes. Now, let's drill down into the 4 keys so you can bring this back either to your own life or maybe integrate it into your coaching in some way. The 4 cornerstones of wellness. You see them up here behind me. Move, fuel, rest, and connect. Now, let's hit each one of these quickly so you have a starting point, and then we'll circle back on the application, something you can do to kind of build this in. First of all, we have move. It doesn't mean you have to run a marathon. It doesn't mean you have to run at all. Maybe it begins with the phone strategy. You never ever use the phone for any purpose when you're sitting down. Whether it's a conference call, checking Facebook, texting a friend, if the phone is in your hand, the butt is out of the chair. Or maybe it's getting out for a walk over the lunch hour. Or maybe you're ready for something more. The key is to reflect honestly on whether movement is really a significant part of your life. The second cornerstone is fuel. It's a simple question. Am I primarily eating or satisfying the tongue? Or am I fueling, satisfying the body? Before we start pondering the latest supplement or celebrity diet, we need to answer and then address this cornerstone question. The third one is rest. If you were to walk up to me on the street and ask me what is one thing I can do to improve my life or my health, wellness, performance before I knew anything about you, I'd put my money on sleep. Almost anyone would see a positive change across a range of areas by adding 30 to 60 minutes of quality sleep each night. Yet, we push that one aside while exploring the latest health and wellness headline. Folks, if you're watching this and saying which of these 4 is the most important, I don't know for you, but in a large number of cases, it's probably this one. The 4th is connect. We recently had Lita Denworth, the best-selling author of the book Friendship, on the podcast, and it was a great reminder of this one. Like many of you, I'm an introvert, and that definitely plays into this area of connection. But a connection with others, and this may include your faith walk as well, is absolutely critical to our well-being. I remember when I first got into triathlons, I was reading a column in Triathlete magazine where someone wrote in to say they were a relative rookie in the sport and they were getting ready for their very first Ironman. They listed out a whole bunch of questions, real details around wattage on the bike and speed of training and heart rate levels, and I'll never forget the answer from the coaches in the column. They said, it's your first Ironman. To maximize your chances of success, swim a lot, bike a lot, and run a lot. Now, I laughed. But folks, that's sage advice. That's great wisdom for us. Yes, we can focus our time, energy, finances on the shiny fads and headlines that unfortunately get most of the attention, but they have very little impact on the bigger picture. Or We can focus in on the 4 cornerstones, apply the +1 strategy, and experience better lives. Wait, what's the +1 strategy? The application piece. Very simply, it's essentially an extension of our idea of better than yesterday here with the Catalyst Tribe. Wherever you are today, add a +1. Take 5 minutes to figure out, where do I stand in each one of these cornerstones of move, fuel, rest, and connect? And then look for small enhancements. +1, not +20, not +100, +1. Interestingly, these then build on each other. If you improve in just one of them in a small way, that'll lead to improvement in many of these areas. For example, if you integrate improvements into your sleep, like we talked about earlier, research is very clear. You'll be more likely to increase your activity level, so the movement, and you'll be more likely to choose healthier foods, so the fueling. You get the idea. In many ways, it's similar to the concept of 1 + 1 = 3. Consistent progress will have a compounding positive effect on your life as a whole without spending all that time chasing fads and headlines. Was this helpful? I'd love to get your comments down below, and if you're a subscriber here at the YouTube channel, we'd love your feedback on what to do next. Please feel free to mention other topics you'd like us to cover. We read every single one of them, and we're keeping that list going as we build the library. In the meantime, we'll link to some related episodes in these 4 areas in the description section if you want to tag and tap into some of those. This is Dr. Bradford Cooper of the Catalyst Coaching Institute signing out. Thanks for joining us, and I will look forward to speaking with you soon, either on another feature here on the YouTube coaching channel or over at the Catalyst Health, Wellness, and Performance Podcast. Take care, everyone.